Same niggas who trying to collab on the track, just to turn right around and try to.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Dave Serino, singer, songwriter, rapper, engineer, producer, back again for this is the 5 questions mixing show or tutorial. I just want to say what's up to everybody again. This is the second show of 2011, and I'm just going to get right in. Thanks to my man Elone for once again asking me some quality questions that I'm sure you guys would want to know as well. But before we get started, I do want to do a quick album. I don't have 5 albums, but I have a few albums that I like and engineers I want you guys to check out. I noticed that as I get more in depth into the audio engineering, that I'm respecting more of the actual engineers behind the music. So when I listen to a lot of CDs now, I actually listen to the engineering and I try to learn and get tips from that. And sometimes you hear things that you like, hey, I can't believe they actually did that. Or I like the way they engineered that, I want to know more about them. So the first album is, I'm really listening to these guys right now. They're called, their group is the Black Keys. I'm sure you guys heard of them. They're doing very well. But their album, Brothers, is a very good album. I love that album right now. Mark Neal was the tracking engineer, and Chad Blake was the mix engineer. Both of them engineers did great jobs on the record. And it's very good. You can guys check that out. Black Keys Brothers, and also Black Keys Attack and Release. This is I'm listening to this one as well, and both great albums. Check that out. I'm about to actually purchase this new album. It's not new, but Black Rock, actually. Black Keys did the music, and but it has like a lot of rappers like Jay-Z, Q-Tip's on there, Jim Jones is on there. It's all different kinds of rappers with the Black Keys. It's called Black Rock. Chad Blake actually mixed that as well. So I want you guys to go ahead and check them out. I'm bumping Theophilus London right now. He's a real ill rapper. I like him a lot. I like Jesse Boykins right now. Check them out. That being said, let's get started. Alright, first question is, this is the question. What is clipping? What causes clipping? Where clipping occurs in audio production? Basically, clipping is distortion in your audio waveform, simply put. And what it does, it delivers an output that is beyond the capacity of what your workstation can handle. And when that happens, it causes like a spike in your waveform. And that's when you can tell that there's clipping. You want to listen, use your ears to try to avoid clipping. If you have clipping, a clipped signal in your waveform, try to minimize the volume of it and use different kind of tools in your workstation, in your DAW, to minimize the clipping, or you might have to just redo the whole take. All right. Question number 2. Alright, this is a good question actually. It says all virtual instruments and sound effects that leave digital back to analog domain are being compromised, as some mastering engineers like to do. Do you agree? When taking a sound from a digital domain and bouncing it to analog domain, does it compromise the sound? I mean, look, in these cases, it's not really a right or wrong answer. You know what I mean? You could make some engineers can make it sound perfect in digital. Some engineers prefer analog. Analog tends to have a warmer quality that I like. Obviously, I mixed in the box. In the box basically means in the computer with my with Logic Pro, my digital audio workstation. But when I send it off for mastering, I'm sending my master engineer a WAV file, and what he does is he has all analog gear. So he doesn't have, he might have a few, he uses a few stuff in the computer, but most of the stuff is analog gears. It's outside, it's external, it's hardware. and he makes it sound polished. He helps me out with the mastering, so I prefer that way. I mean, there's different preferences. I don't think sound is compromised at all. I mean, I think it actually sounds better, you know, converting from digital, getting mastering with analog. A lot of times with analog, when you push the output or volume, it tends to give you like a warm distortion kind of feel, like an old school, like 1960s, 70s kind of soul rock kind of vibe that a lot of people like, you know, like they use it a lot in back in the day with rock and roll. So yeah, I mean, it's basically, there's no right or wrong answers, but that's what I like to do. Third question. Can a $100 microphone plugged into a good mic preamp like Avalon sound very professional regardless of the low price of the microphone, and what type of microphone is good for vocals and rappers? You know what? Yeah, I've done an exact experiment actually in my engineering class. And in that experiment, Lee Evans, who's the instructor, he you know, he has a Neumann microphone, which is a very high end, top notch, it's a very expensive mic, and he had a what was it, MXL microphone. Now MXL is a good company. They make very good microphones at a very affordable prices. You can get them for like $100, $150 for an MXL. Anyway, I did a 16 bars of a rap that I wrote, and I did it on the same rap on the Neumann and the same rap on the MXL. It was fed through the same compressor, same preamp, same converters, everything. All right. So and then we had a couple kids in the class, and you know, everyone said, okay, what sounds better? What sounds better? And he didn't tell everyone what microphone was used. I think out of about 8 out of the 10 people said that the MXL microphone sounded better for my voice, and in comparison to this couple $1,000 microphone Neumann, and everyone was really shocked because the Neumann is so expensive, and yet the MXL was so cheap. But yet I sounded better with the MXL. So that being said, yes, you can take a $100 microphone, feed it through a very high-end preamp, very high-end compressor, warm it up, make it sound very good. But it depends on your vocals. You have to really use your ears and see what's best, what sounds best. But you definitely can do that. For rappers in particular, if you're a rapper, I mean, you can try different mics, but I would first, try the MXL. I mean, they make good mics. Me personally, I use Blue. I love the Blue mics. The brand is phenomenal. I like the Bluebird. I like the Dragonfly. I like the Kiwi. Anything made by Blue, I'm using. So keep that in mind. Fourth question. Does the quality price of cables in your DAW studio, can that influence sound quality? What bad cables can do to the gear, like speakers, microphones, interfaces, etc. If you can afford higher end cables, go ahead and get it. But honestly, from what I've experienced, there's not really that much difference in sound quality. I don't even think it affects sound quality, to be honest with you. I do recommend not to get cheap cables because they don't last as long, and sometimes they do cause like crackles and stuff like that can sound bad. It's not gonna really hurt your gear, but it's just it's a crappy cable. So I wouldn't recommend getting a bad cable. I mean, if you can afford higher end cables, yeah, I mean, then definitely get them. But as far as sound quality, I don't really think it's compromised, to be honest with you. But I would recommend going the higher end route. Also notice that there's two types of cables. You have unbalanced cables and you have balanced cables. Now it's the same sound quality. The only difference is that balance provides a +4 dB in line level, while the unbalanced provides a -10 dB in line level. That's the only difference between unbalanced and balanced. And also keep in mind that if you do use balanced cables, the source needs to be balanced. If your source, like your keyboard or whatever, is not balanced, then you know it's just going to be like an unbalanced cable. So if you're using balanced cables, source needs to be balanced. Most studios, most pro studios do use balanced cables. Okay. Question 5, last question for the show. What is the difference between near field monitors and active monitors? In what situation studio each type is used? Man, this is a good question. You're killing me, man. These questions are, keep them coming. They're good. They're real good. All right. Here's the major differences. Near field monitors, they're made to provide accurate sound. So basically what that means is what you put in is what is exactly what you hear. Exactly what comes out. I would think those are the most important monitors for you to have as an engineer, because when you're mixing, you want to make sure that you're mixing accurate sound. You don't want to be mixing sound waves and other frequencies in your room and stuff like that. You want to be mixing the source, whether it's the singer, whether it's the violinist, whether it's the pianist, whether it's the rapper, whatever the source is, whatever instrumentation you have, you want to be mixing an accurate source. So that's why it's the most important. Passive monitors, you didn't ask this question, but I'm just going to tell you. Passive monitors are that you need to connect to an amplifier. Now, active monitors, it's a little, not that it's complicated, but it's a little different. It refers to crossover, and what it does, it takes the signal and it divides it. What it does, it divides the frequency content. So, if this is my monitor right here, right? I'm not sure if you can see this, but what it's going to do, it's a crossover if it's an active. So it divides it. So the top two, this may be like a high frequency, this might be a low frequency of your signal, or however the manufacturer decides to make it. But that's usually how it works. If you guys can comment and leave more detailed information on active monitors, if you would like. But that's basically what it does. It's a crossover. It divides the signal into different frequencies, and that's what an active monitor is. And like I said, near field monitor is basically it's accurate sound. You be the judge what you want to do. You want a near field, you want an active. I think near fields are the most important. That's just my opinion. All right, listen, that's it for the 5 questions. But I did want to discuss something before I leave about foam, because I remember, if you guys look at if you look around, you see that it looks a little different. I put some acoustic foam in my studio now. And in the earlier tutorials, you'll see that when I was building the vocal booth, that I had like the Walmart, egg crates and all that stuff in my booth. I still do have them. And it is, most people say that you shouldn't have egg crates and stuff like that in your booth and around here. But I was doing those with tutorials for those on a budget. And I mean, these 3 pieces of acoustic foam you see here in my studio cost me $80. That's very expensive, very expensive. And I mean, I could afford it, but when I first starting off, I couldn't afford that. So I had to use the egg crates. You know what I mean? But there is a very significant difference in sound, especially when you're mixing. I try to treat this room the best I can. I mean, it's very hard, but I try to take away a lot of the frequencies in the room, so I don't mix other frequencies. I try to mix the accurate sound in the room. That's why I bought this acoustic foam, to try to tame those frequencies. I didn't tame all of them, but I think I got to a point to where when I mix, I'm mixing accurately now. So, those are things that you do. As an engineer, producer, you grow, you learn from different things and stuff like that, and you learn more. And that's what I hope you guys would do as well. As, up-and-coming producers, engineers, rappers, singers, whatever you guys do. That's it for me, guys. I thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Hope I didn't bore you guys to death. with my answers. But I'm glad that you watched, glad you liked, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.